sixth graders. Today we are working on Learning Module 4, Section 2. And yesterday I read aloud the first half of the book, Love That Dog by Sharon Creech. And today I'm going to finish reading the book to you. And so just make sure that while I am reading the book aloud to you that you are taking notes just like you did yesterday. And here in Google Classroom I have step-by-step directions in Google Classroom, and I have all of the attachments. If we look at this slide, remember that always has the directions. If you're used to seeing that when you would come in the classroom, if that makes it easier for you instead of reading the step-by-step in Google Classroom, this is just basically what we're doing, but in Google Classroom, the step-by-step directions are much more detailed. So you're watching the video that I'm doing for you right now, giving you directions and talking about what you're going to do today. And then you're going to click on the link, okay, or the attachment of me reading aloud the book. And let me go back so I can show you where that is. So that's right here, and it says Love That Dog Part 2. Today it's about 20 minutes long. So if you click on that link, okay, that's how you get to me reading the book aloud to you. So I'm going to click on that. And so then there I am, and there the book is, and I'm reading it, and you're listening, and you're jotting down your thinking. Okay, so I also have, I'm going to go back to Google Classroom, to that page. I also have in the attachments student notes. Again, it's an example of one of my students from last year. It's one of my boys. So if you were to click on that, then it has his example of his notes. And remember, you don't have to take your notes like he did. You can take your notes however it's meaningful for you. Just keep in mind you are turning those in to me, so if they look exactly like his, then you wouldn't get credit for that. So it does need to be your thinking. It can't just be exactly what this student did, all right? So I would definitely pick up on that. So make sure it's your thinking. And then the other attachment that I have in here is the actual novel. So I did put the book in there. What I don't want to happen is you click on the book and think that, oh, I have to read this whole book by myself, and then you start reading. You don't have to do that, okay, because I read it to you. So don't forget that's in there for you to reference and go back and look at, but I'm reading it to you. So please make sure that when you are in Google Classroom that you click on this link to hear me reading the book aloud to you. So when you click on that, then you get me reading the book to you, okay? The other thing I want to show you is, let's go back to Google Classroom. Oh, there we go. Got stuck in the video. All right, so I also put in here that video from 2 weeks ago when we were working on the small animal poem, and I had my daughter show you how to go through and post a picture. That is the video of her doing that, so you see it and you hear it. And then I also put the directions right here. I'm going to kind of zoom in on those directions. So just like yesterday when you posted your notes, let me move it over a little. So when you posted your notes in there, you went to the bottom of your screen within Google Classroom and you saw the little arrow that was up and it said your work. You clicked on that arrow, then you clicked on Add Attachment. Then from the drop down menu you click Use Camera. Then you take a picture of your notes because it's going to pop up to your camera on your phone or your iPad. Then you'll click Use Photo and then give it a few seconds to load, and then you're going to click Turn In. Okay, so this is exactly the way that you did this with the small animal poem and with the shape poem. All right, please do not email your notes to me because they will not get graded that way. Okay, it needs to be in Google Classroom in order to get graded. That's where I'm going to see it. What you were using the email for is if you have questions. So let me show you, if you, just as a reminder, if you have questions this week, go to first period. If you have any questions at the top of every Google Classroom for your class period, this just happens to be for first period, it has my Google Meet code, it has my email address, it shows that Tuesday first period at 9 o'clock is my Google Meet session. It shows for each class period when the Google Meet sessions are. Keep in mind, okay, that we started this last week. that Mr. Holt changed it so that if you do not show up, if there aren't any students in my Google Meet session, so let's say it's Tuesday and I go on at 9 o'clock and now it's 9:15 and I haven't had anyone show up yet and there's no one there, then I would end the session. So just make sure that you realize for those days when it's actual class periods for students that you have to show up within the first 15 minutes. Now on Thursday and Friday, okay, I'm still there the whole entire time because that's for all of our class periods. So I'm going to keep the session open even if nobody shows up until, the last 5 minutes. I'd still have the session open, okay? So if you have questions, come to a Google Meet session or email me. Remember, my email is at the top. And then I also want to point out a post that I put in there the other day. And that is, if you have not signed up for your 7th grade classes next year, please do that. So I put the links for that, for your course selections for 7th grade. I also put in there how to return classroom library books. And there's just like a book fair link, and there's different information in there. Okay, so just make sure that if you didn't look at that last week, that you kind of make sure that this is super important, that you take care of your course selection for next year. All right, that's all for today. Make sure that you do post your notes in Google Classroom so I can see them, and then I will see you again tomorrow for section 3. Have a great day.